And let me just show you. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to our Monday morning motivation 8 a.m. session. Thank you so much for not finding excuses and being here with us this early morning. Today, I have the pleasure to have here with us Tastiana. Thank you for being here, Tastiana.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
We had an amazing session at 7 a.m. So very much looking forward to this one. So Tastiana is a public speaking coach. She is an expert in body language. I follow her WeChat channel and I love it. She is also the founder of The Speaking Hub, an amazing channel. And today she's going to be talking about body language, the power of body language. Because we all are more or less aware of the power of body language. Our language is not only about words, right? But very much about also our body, our gestures. And I'm learning a lot from Tatsiana. So awesome. We also, in case we have some newcomers this early morning, we also have our WeChat group. So let me just share a little bit about what Monday Morning Motivation is. We are a community of like-minded people that love to wake up early in the morning, especially on Monday mornings, because it's usually the day of the week that people have a little bit of a resistance towards, right? And we have now 8 WeChat groups. One of them is in Chinese, fully in Chinese. And we actually are officially launching our Chinese webinar. So this month is full of Chinese, amazing Chinese speakers as well. So if you want to join our Chinese WeChat group, feel also free to do so. Everything there will be in Chinese. And of course, we also have 7 WeChat groups in English, one of them being in Hangzhou. So it's our Hangzhou local community. Feel free to add me or Janine if you have further questions. And what you get with Monday Morning Motivation is free weekly webinars. So now we are having English webinars on Monday mornings. We are having the Chinese ones on Wednesdays, 8 a.m. You can check the lineups later. I'm going to show you, and you also can check them in the WeChat groups. So we love to inspire people. We love to get each other's, keep each other's motivated and inspired to start the week. And you can also get our MMM membership if you want to. The good thing is that you will have access to the recordings of all the MMM webinars. You also get exclusive discounts from our language, health, coaching services. So pretty much anything that you want, you could find through us. And of course, we have our 365 Days of Motivation book. It's a practical book. It's a workbook. You have lots of inspiring quotes. You have some space for journaling, and of course, it's a really good way to keep motivated. And also now that Christmas is coming, it's a great time to do so. Of course, last but not least, we have our we do all of this for free, but feel free to contribute to the project to make it grow, so that we also have more resources to make the project grow. And of course, half of the proceeds actually go to the 1 Million Tree project, which means that it will also be supporting the environment. And our lineup for December, we have amazing speakers, both in English and Chinese. So looking forward to all of these beautiful faces and inspiring people. So now, with no further ado, let me pass the word to Tastiana. Thank you for being here with us today. And now I'll give the word to Tastiana. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Sophia. Okay. I'm so happy to see you guys here. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited. You're doing great. I'm a public speaking coach and I'm a communication coach. And today I would like to talk to you about body language because I thought this is so important to know how to master your body language, your movements, so that you can project confidence and you can inspire other people and make impact in the world through the way you move, right? So I hope this will be very useful for you guys, and feel free to interact with me. I'll be asking you a lot of questions, and you can ask me questions as well in the end of the session, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you will enjoy it and we'll learn a lot. Great, and I'm sure you will. So the power of body language, what is it all about, right? So as Sophia mentioned, we get a lot of information from how we move with our hand gestures and body and our posture, right? And actually, according to research, 55% of the information that people get from other people comes from their body language. I mean, this is mind-blowing. This is incredible, right? So I want you to pay attention to this because this is so important. We gain a lot of what we learn about others by the way they are moving and they're presenting themselves. But how to do it in the best way, this is what we'll find out. But before we do, I have a short experiment to do with you, okay, guys? So I would like you to look at this little girl over here who's saying, I'm so happy. And tell me, please, how do you think she feels? Is she happy or any other feeling? So basically, do you trust her words or do you trust her body language? You can type in the chat box to let me know. What do you think? Is it about words or is it about body language? If you saw this girl on the street like that and she was saying, hey, I'm so happy. Right, guys, right. She is sad, which actually proves that we trust body language first. Yes, above all other words and tone and the way we speak, we trust the body language. That's correct. Fake face. Well, I think the face is pretty real. It's pretty real. The fake words are there, right? So we trust the tears. Great. Thank you, guys. So I want you to look at these two pictures as well. So these are two men, right? Two boys, two guys, and we'll be looking at them also in the end of our presentation. But right now, before we learn anything and before we find out about the secrets of body language, I want you to use your intuition and tell me which one looks more confident to you, which one looks more poised. Which one would you pick as your speaker or as your negotiator or someone who will be together with you at a party or at a presenting your company? You can also type in the chat box either one or two. So the question is, which one is more confident to you? Which one looks more confident, more natural, more relaxed, maybe, more poised? Okay, I see a lot of answers, which is first. Right, okay, I also think so. The idea behind this question is that we actually understand body language without knowing all the details and all the specifics of it and how it works. Our subconscious can grab on the small, tiny little details about body language and can make these predictions about how the person looks and what it projects, right? What the person projects. And the thing is that people are paying attention to your body language as well when you speak, and they make some conclusions about the way you talk. But you cannot change it if you're not aware of the patterns and of the meaning. So today we're going to learn about how to look confident, how to project that confidence, how to impact other people with your great and fantastic body language. Okay, so without any further ado, let's jump into that. Yes, and let's have a look. We're going to talk about facial expressions, about arm gestures, and body posture in general. These are the three components that make a fantastic body language. Okay, great. So what are the do's? What do you need to do to create that fantastic impact on other people? There are three principles I want to share with you. And if you follow them, you'll be so good to go. Okay, so the first one is congruency, then openness and presence. So let's dive into them and see what they mean. Congruency is all about the girl that we just talked about. Yes, congruency means that your body language should be in line with your words. Right? So whenever you speak to other people, if you say some words but your body language shows something different, people can catch up on those nuances and details, and they will feel like you're not very natural or authentic, right? And this is not great for you. So how do you have your body language aligned with your words? The easiest way to do so is to be authentic, to stay authentic, to speak what you think, right? I know this may be hard sometimes, but I want you to practice this, to say what you mean and to mean what you say. This is so important, right? So congruency, your words connect with your body language and they support each other. This is the first principle. The second principle is openness. Yes, so your body posture and all your body language should be open. But how do we achieve that? Okay, my question to you is, look at these four women on the stage presenting their great speeches and tell me please, what do they all have in common? What do they have in common? You can type in the chat box to let me know. Well, except that they're speaking and that they're women. They're using their hand gestures, right? Any other ideas? Open hands. They were in dresses, right? Confidence, very good. I love that, Kiran, that you noticed confidence. But what makes you feel that they're confident? They are having embracing gestures, right? Good job, guys. You're so great. You're doing great. Yes. So they are using their hands, and look at their hands. Their hands are always open. Yes. They have open hands, open posture, and their chest is visible, right? So when they face the audience can clearly see that their torso is open, chest is open, and they're engaging with their hands, right? So how do we keep an open posture? Keeping an open posture is very simple. You need to have your shoulders back. This is rule number one, right? So never slouching. Then you should open your arms pretty much all the time. You have to be open with your arms, right? And also your fingers, the palm right over here, your hands should be open. So when you present, don't clench your fists, right? Don't hide your palms. Being open shows that you are ready to connect with others. You're ready to establish great conversation and to talk about something. You show you're open, and people feel drawn to you because you are open. They also open up for you, and this is so important, right? So your body is open, but what else can be open? Let's have a look. So not only your arms are working, and not only your arms and chest and shoulders, but also your legs. This is extremely crucial. And a very simple trick to make sure that your legs are open and they are including everyone in the audience is to make a V shape. You can see on the left picture, the speaker, the woman speaker is holding her two legs and 2 feet in a V shape. So what does it mean? It may look like a tiny little thing that people don't pay attention, but this is actually huge. Because when you put your feet in a V shape, you're kind of including everyone who is listening to you with your body language. So this V shape, the line will stretch and will include everyone in the audience. This is important. And when you're showing something maybe behind your back, you're showing some presentation behind you, there should be always one foot pointing at your people, at your audience, to make sure that you're still with them, you are including them, right? So the V shape is important. And if you look at this man, you will see that the man on the right, the speaker on the right, is standing firmly with his both legs on the floor, right? This is also an important thing for openness, which is stability. You want to be stable on the ground. You don't want to lean on one leg or on the other. This will show that you're not very firm and not very stable. You want to project confidence, you have to be stable and open. This is so important. So far, so good. Yes, if you have any questions, guys, feel free to interrupt me, to raise your hand. That's fine. Okay, so let's move on. And I will share with you 3 magic hand gestures that you can use to project confidence and intelligence and look really cool and smart. Okay, so the first gesture is steeple. Steeple is when you put your 2 hands together in kind of this diamond shape. Yes. And when you speak, your steeple should be also moving. It's kind of like your body is breathing, right? Your hands are still moving a little bit. So it should go up and down, should be very natural, just like I'm doing this right now. But remember that your steeple should not be too tight. So this is too tight. This is not good. Your fingers should be relaxed, okay? Relaxed in steeple. So what does steeple mean? When you make a steeple with your hands, it shows that you are intelligent and smart. This is a great hack to have if you want to increase the credibility of your information, right? So for example, if you're sharing some data, statistics, right? Or some information from the research that you have found out, or you have found out something, you should say it with steeple. This will sound so good. Okay, so check this out. For example, I tell you, 5% of people around the world, blah, blah, blah. Or I did like this. 5% of people around the world like eating ice cream, for example, right? So my steeple makes me look so more intelligent, and it looks like I know what I'm talking about, right? This is a great tool to use when you're sharing some intelligent information. Okay, the second magic hand gesture is basketball steeple. This is a favorite one of Barack Obama. You will see him using this a lot. Basketball steeple is when you take a steeple and you spread it to kind of show that you're kind of holding a basketball in your hands. So what does this hand gesture show? It projects confidence. You're holding this basketball in your hands, right? And as if you're like showing, I know what I'm talking about. Everything is under control. Everything is in my hands right here. It shows that the person is really knowledgeable. He or she knows what they're saying, and they're so sure they know what they're talking about, right? And if you notice, you will see that my basketball steeple is also moving, right? So it is not firm. We're not robots. We're not freezing, right? But we're moving. We let our body breathe as we speak with steeple and with basketball steeple and with any other hand gesture, really. Okay, and the last one, gesture 3, is open palms. Open palms is a very universal hand gesture that I want you to use in pretty any situation. It means that you're open and friendly, right? So you want to have your arms open and your palm should be also open. That's why it's called open palms, and you can call it open arms as well. It shows that you're friendly. It makes you more interesting and open to other people, and they are drawn to you as well, right? But remember, here's one thing. If you're giving a presentation or a speech, try not to overdo this. Okay, there should be always balance. So if you have open palms, sometimes maybe you can bring your arms down for a change. Maybe sometimes you can use one hand or the other hand, right? But the idea here is that you have this variety. You have a steeple and you have a basketball steeple and sometimes open palms. And the rule of thumb is that all those hand gestures, they should be open, right? So you may think that steeple is kind of a closed hand gesture. That's fine, as long as you do not overuse it. You may notice that some speakers overuse this hand gesture. This is not great. So use it only when you want to emphasize some intelligent information, some smart data. You can use it, but then always go back to the open posture. Yes, open stance. Great, fantastic. So let's also have a look at some other important things, which are the final principle is your stage presence. I'm pretty sure you can correct this one. And tell me, please, what makes these 4 people similar? How do they add stage presence into their performance, into their presentation? You can give me your answers in the chat box. What do you think makes them so present on the stage? Leaning towards. Any other ideas? Leaning towards from Maya. Yes, that's correct. They interact. Very good. And how do we know that they interact? You see, we catch up on this body language, right? They interact. We think they interact because they're leaning forward, right? This is what makes us think so. That's why whenever you talk to other people, it doesn't have to be a speech. You don't have to be on the stage. When we're talking to other people or in a conference room, yes, you need to lean forward. You need to show that you're so much engaged. And this will give you a lot of presence. This will show that, hey, I am here. I'm ready to talk to you. I'm ready to have this conversation. Great, guys. Yes, and their facial expressions, you are right. You can look at their face. They're smiling. They're having great eye contact. We'll talk about that in a second. Good job, guys. So here are the 3 principles, right? Congruency, when your words match your body language. Then stage presence, when you're leaning forward, yes, and openness. Your body is always open. You're not closing yourself. These are the 3 important principles that you have to keep in mind when you communicate with other people. Okay, so what about facial expressions? A lot of people already mentioned that in the chat box, right? So the 2 important things, there's so many things we can talk about facial expressions, but the 2 most core and important things that you have to have if you want to add colors to your body language is eye contact and authentic smile. Eye contact is so important. You have to establish it the very first second when you talk to other people. Even before you say your first word, eye contact goes first. You need to establish rapport with others. This will help you to create connection with your audience, to create connection with your listener. And this is also a great and fantastic part of your body language. An authentic smile is something I like to talk about because sometimes people have a fake smile and it doesn't help them. And people can actually recognize a fake smile from far away. So make sure if you smile, you do it authentically, right? Okay, great, guys. So what are the don'ts? What is something that you should have to avoid and never use in your body language? And you need to develop awareness about that because sometimes we use these don'ts and we need to really pay attention to our body language. So here are the 3 things: pacifiers, breaking eye contact, and closed posture. And I'm pretty sure you already can guess what second and third means, right? Because we talked a lot about the opposites in the do's. But what are pacifiers? Pacifiers are so important, and I want you guys to really know about it and learn about it because you will pay attention to this in daily life and you will see how much of this we actually do. So pacifiers are the small little movements people do to soothe themselves. So when we're stressed, we may rub our hands or we may touch our neck, play with our hair, touch our forehead or nose. These are all pacifiers. It shows that we kind of want to touch ourselves, want to soothe ourselves. We are not comfortable in this situation. We feel nervous. These are pacifiers. So even if you are nervous, please avoid pacifiers. And you know that body and mind, they work together, right? So if you control your body language and push yourself to do only confident gestures, your mind will also relax and feel more confident. So try to avoid these pacifiers, try to avoid rubbing hands or even rubbing legs sometimes when people are sitting. This will help you a lot to create a better image in the eyes of other people. And the good thing is that you can also observe your people who you interact with and if they are using pacifiers, right? And you can actually notice if they're pacifying, they're probably not very confident or sure about the situation, and you can get some information from there as well, right? From their body language. Great. So breaking eye contact is the second thing you don't have to do. Yes. So always engage with your listeners Just remember, if this is a one-on-one conversation, then you need to keep eye contact about 85% of the time. You don't want to stare at people too much and freak them out, right? But if this is a great and big hall, a conference hall for many people, maintain good eye contact with people all the time and look at different parts of the room to make sure that people are engaged with you. Don't break eye contact. Looking down, looking up, looking left, right will break your eye contact and you will lose your audience. And this is not what you want to do when you communicate with others. And of course, closed posture. Avoid closed postures, right? So let me show you some closed postures. So when you cross your hands, right? When you do like this, hands behind your back are also closed posture. Yes, and crossing your legs also means closed. Right? There is just one trick in here. If you are in a conversation or in a meeting room with someone or with a client, right? And you're one-on-one, you cross your leg, and the way the side your leg is crossed shows who you communicate with more, who you are open to more. So if there is someone on the left of you and you cross your right leg on top of your left leg, it means that your leg is pointing at the person. That's fine, you're still open, although your legs are crossed. But the person who is sitting here, your leg is kind of away from that person, right? It means you're closed to that person on that side. So be careful about this when you are in a meeting room, negotiating with people. Always make sure that you are open or crossing towards the person you want to establish the most of your connection with. Great, fantastic. And there are 3 vulnerable areas. The last point I want to share with you, don't cover these vulnerable areas when you talk to other people. Covering these areas will show also that you're nervous and not very confident. So these are the 3 areas that, you know, ancient people were so nervous about long time ago. Neck is a vulnerable area because there's a huge blood vessel here, and we tend to cover it when we don't feel safe, right? Also, our belly button is a very vulnerable area. Some people talk like this all the time and speak like this all the time. This is not good. Don't do that. Show that you're open, okay? And the most important area, some people cover it as well. You may notice some speakers speak like that, yes, when they are on the stage. I want you to avoid that. I want you to be open. So the rule of thumb is be open pretty much most of the time. Great, guys. Good job. And for the facial expressions, remember to keep rapport, yes, with your eyes, and to avoid fake smile. Okay, so I guess this is pretty much it. Now let's get back to those 2 beautiful men that we looked at in the beginning of this presentation. So you relied on your subconscious to recognize who looks more confident to you. But right now, you already know a lot about body language. Can you explain to me why picture number 1 looks more confident? Let's use all the scientific knowledge that we learned today about body language. Stable stance, very good. Stable legs, that's correct. Good job, Zoe. Open, yes, number 1 is open. Good job, Maya, yes. And number 2 is closed. The boy is closing his hands behind his back. Yes. Number 1 is smiling, authentic smile. Very good. Eye contact. Good job. Look at the second picture. There is no eye contact in the second picture. The boy is looking up. Yes. And comfortable gestures and open. Look at you guys. You're doing so great. Fantastic. You're very good listeners. I'm so happy that you answered these questions correctly. Yes, that's correct. So now that you're aware of the hand gestures and our body language and how it works, I want you to pay more attention to how you speak, okay? And remember that our body and mind work different both ways, both directions. Yes? Okay, so let's wrap up here. Here we are. What you need to remember from this session is that you need to be open. You need to have congruency with your hand gestures and body language and your words. Maintain good eye contact. and keep it genuine, smile, and you will get so much farther with this fantastic body language. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. And I would like to share with you some of my QR codes. Feel free to ask me questions. And now it's our Q&A time. Feel free to chat your to type your questions in the chat box. And I'll be happy to answer all your questions, not only about body language, but about public speaking. If you have any other questions, communication, feel free to answer. Feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer.
Tastiana, that was wonderful. That was really
Thank you,
fantastic. Always learning a lot from you. And I was analyzing each one of your hand gestures, each one of your body language.
That was great.
So guys, now feel free to ask your questions in the chat or unmute yourself. Show us your beautiful faces. We'd love to see you.
Yes, and I hope you guys use this body language. You can try today, yes? Maybe you have some meeting today. Try it at home, at work, anywhere.
So Chris just asked, she asked actually during the session, so let me just read this one first. How can we be congruent and doing gestures that we are not used to do, that don't look natural in us?
That's a fantastic question. Thank you, Chris. Yes, this is what a lot of my clients say. I don't feel natural doing these hand gestures. Well, that's the thing. You will not feel natural because you've never done these hand gestures before, right? We tend to fall into patterns, we tend to fall into habits. But the thing here is that you pick some of the hand gestures that you like, maybe steeple or basketball steeple or open palms, and just do it. And by doing it, you will get into the habits, and naturally it will become your thing. It will become your body language, and you will feel quite all right with that. Of course, in the beginning, you will feel like, this is not me. But remember, you have to be open. You gotta be open. This is the real you. You open is the real you. So I want you to stick to this body language and practice it, and it will feel natural in a while. Thank you so much for this great question, Chris. And we have also a question from Maya, right? Even though I'm confident, sometimes I have issues with keeping the eye contact on. How to work on that? Yes, I know eye contact can be a bit tricky. So if you're one-on-one, yes, try to do your best to look at the person, maybe about 80% of the time, not all the time, but try to do that. If you are giving a speech in a big room or in a medium room, you don't really have to have the real eye contact. You can look at the tips of people's heads, and this will give them the impression that you're looking at them if you're in a big room, right? If you're in a medium room, right, then you can look quickly at different people. You don't have to look for a long time at a person. But if this is one-on-one, then there's no way around it. You need to feel comfortable. And remember one thing, that when you speak for others, right? So when you establish eye contact with them, you're doing it for them. And they will feel connected to you, and they will feel more natural talking to you. And later on, because the conversation is so natural, you will feel fine with that eye contact because it will be just so authentic for you. Okay. Is there a body language strategy to lead from point A to point B to point C? For example, during presentation to sell something or negotiation. Okay, there is a body strategy. The first thing you need to do is to establish a very good eye contact. Before you even open your mouth and start talking, come up in front of your clients and look at them all. Then you can crack a joke or tell an interesting story to establish connection with them. So they feel relaxed, they feel drawn to you, they feel open, they feel okay. Yes, you establish good atmosphere with people. And then you need to tell them 1, 2, 3, what you need to say, the structure of your speech. But in terms of body language, eye contact is number 1. Openness is number 2. As soon as you start speaking, start expressing this and supporting your words with body language. Don't delay your body language. This is the rule. Eye contact and then immediate body language. Yes. Any other questions? From Zoe, right? I feel like body language is very detailed science. It tells of emotions. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. And there's a lot of things you can learn about body language. You can dive so much deeper and into so many details, right? And the thing is that, guys, I want you to remember is that your body language never lies. So try to be authentic when you speak to others, because this is so important to keep that congruency. Yes. Okay, I find I touch my nose often during speaking. It's because I feel a sensitivity. What do you mean by feel a sensitivity? How would this be interpreted? Okay, maybe it does not matter. Is it appearing as nervousness? Yes, so touching your nose is a pacifier, the one we talked about, yes. So touching your nose, sometimes it means that people are not very honest and frank to others. And sometimes it means that they are not comfortable with what they're saying, yes. So for example, you want to tell people, I want to charge you for I want to charge for this product like $1,000, right? But you don't feel comfortable with the price, and the person may go like this: I want to charge $1,000, right? So although the person says that he wants to charge it, but you can feel from the body language that the person is not very confident about that. So try to avoid that. Yes, it's great that you already have an awareness about it. That's fantastic. So try to avoid that when you speak. Mm-hmm. Okay. Very emotional, Joy. That's why your name is Joy, right? Sometimes I get too excited about something I have to say about. My body feels like crashing, moving too much. I think it's okay. Just follow, your natural rhythm. Some people are more quiet when they speak. Sometimes some people are too much. I have a lot of excitement. You can see from me. Yes, I'm moving all the time. It's important to stick to who you are. If you feel like you want to show these emotions, that's okay. There is no right or wrong. Of course, you need to adjust to the situation of the conversation, right? But in general, be authentic, be true to yourself, be true to your body language. Yes.
Nice.
Thank you, Joy.
So much, Tastiana. I actually have a question too.
Sure, Sophia, go ahead.
So I think people often tell me that I smile a lot, and I think my smile is often quite, authentic. So I think that's a good thing for me, because people usually give me this feedback that I smile a lot, and they somehow feel connected, right, with my smile. But there's one thing, like, if I smile too much, do you think that might be negative somehow? Like if I use that as a strategy to kind of connect, I do that naturally, but even though it's natural, I feel that sometimes it might be too much.
Well, that's a great question. Thank you, Sophia. I don't think it will be too much. If you're smiling appropriate to the situation, of course, if someone is telling you, oh, something happened, that the town is ruined, and you're smiling, then there is this incongruency, right?
Right.
So there should be always congruency, as I say. If it is appropriate for the situation, for the words you're saying, if you want to convey good mood, smile is a fantastic thing. It's the best thing you can do, Sophia, and you're doing so great. I love your smile. You have a beautiful smile. I want you to smile more. Yes, smile.
Thank you, Tastiana. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tastiana, for being here with us this early morning. Thank you for your wonderful insights, for your inspiration. I'm sure we are all recharged after this amazing talk. And thank you so much for all of you that joined us this morning. Let me just share the screen very quickly. So here we have our lineup for December. So we have some amazing speakers, both in the English and the Chinese version. So guys, stay tuned, follow us. And if you are not in our WeChat groups yet, you might want to join our groups. This group is the Chinese version. So we have now a Chinese MMM. So in case you want to join, just scan the QR code. You can also add me or Janine in case you want to join any of the other groups. So thank you so much, Tastiana, for being with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Sophia, for having me. It was my pleasure. Thank you also, guys, so much for participating today. You were great. And I hope you use these tips starting from today and have a great impact on your listeners at work, with your friends, and in daily life. Go for it.
Have a good day, ladies.